Hey everybody, welcome to Imperial Soccer League Week 1 recap. My name is Marcos. This is Antonio. He was one of the league coordinators that unfortunately was not there this week because he was feeling under the weather. So even though you see us together, we're not. He's at his house. How you feeling, bro?
A lot better, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to be there for the second week. Super bummed out to miss the first week, especially with everything leading up and getting the league ready, but we'll definitely come in a lot harder for week 2.
Sweet. No, yeah, it's going to be a huge help with everything. I was running around all over the place and everybody probably saw that, so it will be good. So just to give you guys a quick kind of rundown of what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be going over basically just a few things. Mainly it's going to be you guys' match scores, the results, standings, a few league news that we want to kind of, say before we end the next week. And that's basically it. So it should be a pretty short and sweet video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the first game, which I believe was Dorados.
Yes, I had Dorados versus Gorditos FC.
There it is.
I had Dorados with their first W of the season, 2-0. Both goals scored by Fernando.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good game. I caught a little bit of the first half and a little bit of the second half because I was going back and forth from both games. But from what I saw, it was a pretty tight game in the beginning. I think Dorados ended up scoring first in the first half. Well, I guess they only scored them by themselves, but they scored the first goal in the first half. And Gorditos was trying to catch up. I saw there was a few shots that were super close. And eventually just Dorados kind of took over and scored their second goal on their second half. And Fernando was just one short of his hat trick. So that was pretty good. We do have an interview of him that we posted yesterday. So hopefully that comes a little more often. But yeah, it was a pretty tight match. And I can definitely see Dorados being one of the top dogs this season for sure. And Gorditos is not far behind, even though they lost. Definitely the 2-0 doesn't reflect what I saw.
As a fellow Gordito, I'm going to be cheering for Gorditos probably this whole season. So tough loss, but we'll be back next week.
Yeah,
we took an L, Gorditos, but we'll be back. We'll be back next week.
I believe the next one was Cholos.
Yeah, for example, so that's one of them. Cholos versus Guaymas. Cholos winning 5-1. So definitely, they put the foot down. 5-1 with the biggest win I think of the day.
They didn't come to play, did they? They just came in swinging. It's 5-1. I saw a few of the goals, and let me tell you, they were pretty dominant. They were definitely up there. Guaymas was not letting themselves, but Cholos was just a little bit more than they could handle. And the 5-1 is definitely a big score, but Guaymas could definitely had at least 2 or 3 goals on the board if it went for a couple like misses and goal saves as well. Again, we didn't have the names of the scorers, but we'll get you guys next week for sure.
Good job to everybody that scored. Next, I had, which was a rematch of the final, AC Heat versus City FC, now formerly known as Malos. It was 2-1 for AC Heat.
Yeah, this was a pretty physical game nonetheless. Like, City FC came out trying to score, trying to defend, but AZ Heat just had the right moves. They just had the right plays, and they ended up scoring, I believe, first, if I'm not mistaken. They scored first in the first half. City came back on the second half and tied it up, and it was super tight all the way up until the end when I believe Sergio was the one that scored the second goal, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, just because I wasn't.
We did, yeah. We actually did have we had Mario and Sergio scoring for AZ Heat and Spencer for City.
Nice, yeah. I remember seeing one of them. So tight game, and again, these two teams have been with us since the first season. Even though the name changed for City FC, they're still the same core, I believe. And AZE, well, what can you say about them? Second runner-up first season and then champion last season. So the defending champs for sure are going to be the ones to beat, and they're definitely fighting for the back-to-back, like Drake said.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be meeting at another point in the season, I'd imagine. So sometime in the playoffs. And then we have Roma and Tigers, Phoenix Tigers. Roma won 4-3 on that one.
4-3. Yeah, I do remember seeing this game a little bit. Actually had an interview with one of the guys from Roma. If I'm not mistaken, he actually scored a hat trick. So that was super cool. Again, we don't have the names for that one. Blame Alex. We're just gonna go ahead and blame Alex.
Anonymous, good job.
Yeah, great job, Alex. But I do remember that they told us that he did score a hat trick. But again, super tight game. Phoenix Tigers was not far behind. I mean, only lost by 1 goal, and he could have easily tied it up at the end too because they were pushing. So Roma is definitely a team to look out for this season, I believe. But again, so is Phoenix Tigers. So it's only the first week, and we can't really say much about who is gonna be number 1 just yet.
It's hard to say. And then we had, as the last game, we had Atletico León versus Cuernavaca. Atletico won 3-0. Goals by Daniel, Brian, and Castro.
Yeah, Atletico León was just dominant this whole game. I know Cuernavaca mentioned that they had a few players that couldn't make it. So they were running short in a few players. But either way, Atletico looked good, man. Atletico looked like they were touching the ball. They had the right moves. They had the right plays. So I'm excited to see where Atletico León ends up this season because I think they're back for vengeance. And even though their name changed, it's about, I think it was another team that played last season as well. And Cuernavaca's not far back. Cuernavaca's probably the favorite to win last season, if I'm not mistaken. And they got taken out by Malos, in this case, City. So Cuernavaca's definitely another team to kind of not push aside.
Yeah.
So next, let's talk about standings, which is, I guess, the reason why all of you guys are here.
Week 1 standings, guys. No biggies. Don't let you know where you're at, though.
Yeah. Week 1 is basically just, 5 teams won, 5 teams lost. Nothing too crazy. But the goal differential is what set everything apart. We had Cholos first, Atletico, Dorados, Roma, Azhi Heat. And then on the losers side, we have City, Phoenix Tiger, Gorditos, Cuernavaca, and Guaymas. Again, first week, so there's not much to kind of, talk about other than just this is where we're at currently.
Yep, but it's going to be tight too, just because of the number of games. It can't get tight on the points, so it is important to not get scored on, which we had 2 teams with clean sheets. So especially for that award, we had Dorados and Atletico León. Both of their goalies with clean sheets, so good job to both of you. So set yourself up good for that award at the end of the season. But it is important to not get scored on because the goal difference could matter on where you end up.
Yeah, I think that's what happened last season. There were like maybe 4 teams fighting for that last 4th or 3rd place, and sure enough, goal differential just made a whole difference. So losing definitely matters, or winning definitely matters. But if you lose by a lot of goals, definitely sets you behind a little bit. But again, we're only in week 1, which is still kind of hard to say what team is going to go where, because maybe you win one and you lose the next 5, or lose the first one and win the next 5. So either way, it's still a tight race. So hopefully next week we start seeing the tables start shifting a little bit. And last thing, that if what we want to do at the end of the day is have you guys be more invested in the league and showcase all of you guys, because since we are partnered with some semi-pro teams, at the end of the day, if you want to play at that level, we can get you there. So if you take videos, if your wife takes videos, if your friends take videos or pictures, and you put them up on social media, tag us. We love to reshare those and shout you out, because at the end of the day, I think that's what makes us different from all the other leagues, is we're a little more, I guess, like family oriented, and we want to feel like we're part of yours as well. So other than that, that's it. That was a pretty good first week. I appreciate everybody coming out and enjoying it, and hopefully the next 7 weeks are even more fun.
Yes, sir. Can't wait. See you everybody out in the pitches.
Later, brothers.